Okay, hi everyone. This is Caroline from the CFA Society Malaysia. Very good evening to everyone, and very good to see the good turnout for this session from our charter pendings, and there are also interested candidates who would like to find out more about the requirements and the journey towards being a charter. So without further ado, I would like to pass the session to Justin, who's the president of the society, to start off the session. And then after that, we will then have a sharing session by our membership specialists from the CFA Institute to walk us through some of the requirements towards the application. Okay.
Justin, over to you.
Okay, Justin.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hello.
How are you guys doing? All right. To the CP on this call, what we call charter pending, a big congratulations, right? You have passed the 3 levels of CFA examination, which is commonly known as the most difficult examination in Wall Street by some of the financial magazine, right? And if we do a simple calculations and for everyone's in the call, the cumulative passing rate across 3 levels is about 10%, 10 to 12%, right? Personally, I've not met less than thousands of candidates in my life, and you certainly stand out amongst your peer, not only in Malaysia, but also across the countries. You should be proud of your achievements so far, and I do hope that you have some time to celebrate the completions of the 3 levels of your program with your loved one, families, and friends. Earning a CFA charter is a key milestone in your career. You have come a long way. On average, based on some of the surveys that we have done, typically a person take about 3 to 4 years. Some take longer than that in completing it, right? But do see and earning a CFA charter not an end, but it's a means to a greater end, right? Do see it as a stepping stone for something bigger. Do see earning the CFA charter as a platform to make some real and tangible impact to the industry and country that we're servicing, which is Malaysia, right? And if you look at my slide, the tagline that we have chosen for this year for CFA Society Malaysia is less career job, build bridges, ensure prosperity, right? If you look at it, it's a very mouthful word, but it has some tangible message here. I just want to re-emphasize this, right? So by earning a CFA charter, it does create some jobs. It does provide certain passport and visa, open certain doors to career opportunity, right? Second one is really about building bridges, right? It's all about networking, right? I earned my CFA charter back in 2010, so I've been a member for past 10 years, right? And I'm very proud to share that there's no country that I travel to in the world now that I cannot take out my phone, WhatsApp the local CFA charter holder for coffee, for lunch or dinner to exchange certain idea, to catch up, to explore certain opportunity, right? It connect you not only to the like-minded person in Malaysia, but also the major country that you go to. And lastly, ensure prosperity. I like the large budget plan that Malaysia government has done up, right, with a team, shared prosperity, right? I truly believe that if we are able to create jobs, and we need job creation a lot, especially during COVID-19 scenario, if we have strong bridges being built through the connections that CFA Society has provided, we are able to achieve shared prosperity together, progress together as a society, right? So I will probably put a pause here for a while and hand over to the next speaker. Happy to take any of the questions and doubt that you may have in terms of how CFA Institute or CFA Society Malaysia is able to supercharge your career to the next level, right? Back to you, Carol.
Thanks, Justin. So now I hope you feel inspired at the beginning. So now then we will move on to the next sessions for Janice from CFA Institute, the membership team, to share more in terms of the membership requirements and also the relationship between the CFA Institute and the society. Janice, you can go ahead.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Caroline. Thank you, Justine. It's been my great pleasure to be invited, and also, we have been discussed this section for quite a long time, and it happened today. I'm so glad that I'm Janice. I'm working for CFA Institute almost 4 years, and during that time, my main role is to support society in membership service, including membership application, membership campaign, and also a lot of strategy development related to membership. So membership is very important for us to sustain our society and also build up the relationship with our member. So it's very important for us to have better understand before you decide to be part of us. So I would really like you to better understand about what CFA Institute is. Actually, CFA is a global Association of Investment Professional. We mainly provide or offer CFA designation, CIPM, maybe it's quite new to some of you, but this is another designation CFA provide, and investment foundation certificate. And we do overseas research challenge for society, student, and also research foundation of CFA Institute. And now we are heading to more than 170,000 CFA charter holder around the world. And we have 161 local member society. And of course, CFA Society Malaysia is one of us. And what CFA does is actually we provide a lot of conference event and let member to participate because we want to keep them more updated and more aligned with what's happening in the finance industry through their membership. And later on, you will find a lot of membership-related event and also the conference all through the society membership. So in the future, this is the trend. Whenever charter holder, they want to connect with the local society. So it's very important for them to have a local society membership to connect with them. So Society Malaysia is one of our CFA member society, and they share the same goal as us. They promote ethic and professional standard within the investment industry and encourage professional development through the CFA program. That's why we have a lot of candidates, they study the CFA program in Malaysia and also earn their charter through the years. And Malaysia has been established for quite a long time. They start their established in 1997, and now they have more than 800 society members. And we are so happy to congratulate those who earned their charter last year. We have 104 CFA charter earned their charter last year in 2019. So and later on, we will have a sharing section. So today we invite 2 new charter holders, which is they earned their charter last year, and they will share more about their membership experience with us later. So in CFA Institute membership, so it's very important because after you pass 3-level exam and you got certain year of work experience, doesn't mean you already earned the charter. So you have to do the application. So the application including 4 parts. The first part you already done, which is you pass all 3 levels of CFA exam. And then qualifying work experience. This is quite new because since last year, we has been discussed, we have to update the work experience to convince or to accept more qualified candidate to earn their charter. So later on, I will explain more about the new work experience to earn the CFA charter and with example. And then submit reference letter. This is a kind of like you have to find 2 to 3 professional reference to support your application to earn the charter. Of course, those people would be maybe your professor, maybe your ex-colleague or even your line manager or even a CFA Charter friend in the industry. So they can recognize your work, they can comment about your personality and also your experience to support your application. And last but not the least, which is you have to submit your application. Why I highlight this? Because from time to time, we find that a lot of candidate or applicant, they start doing the application, but for some time, they just leave it for a few months and then they forgot to complete it. So this is very important. Once you complete your application, you have to submit. Then this is the process. You have to remember this 4 parts. Thanks. Okay, during the application, I trust every of you should have a CFA account. Once you log into your account, please click into the My Account button. Then you will see several boxes there. Click the membership membership box. Then you will see there's an application. Next slide, please. Application. Please select the regular membership. There's 2 types of membership you can select, but regular membership is the one you select to earn the CFA Charter. And as I said, because you should have the CFA account already, so all your personal information should be there. You just simply check any changes. If you want to edit, feel free to do so. Otherwise, just simply click Save and Continue and then move to the next section, which is Select a Society. So when you apply for membership of CFA Institute, is concurrently also you have to apply for society to complete this application. So there's a drop-down box for you to choose. You choose the region first. We are in APAC, Asia Pacific region. Then you will see there's 21 society for you to select, including CFA Society Malaysia. So after that, you click Save and Continue, and then to fill up the education part. So education part, I'm not spend time to talk about this. It's very simple, just straightforward to type information you have. The work experience is most important. Starting in August 2020, which is few days later, new work experience requirement will be applied to regular membership application. In the past, we request 4 years experience, but now we would accept an equivalent to 4,000 hours complete in a minimum of 36 months. So that means within 36 months, you earn 4,000 hours of relevant work experience. Then it's already qualified for this work experience requirement part. Work experience can be counted before, during, or after your CFA participation of the CFA program. Okay, so work experience, what's the work experience really required about? I just mentioned about start from next month, we will count in hours. So when you fill up the form, it's important for you to enter average number of hours per week. So we will calculate in months for you, because when you fill up the information, we already have the system to calculate how many hours you done by weekly hours you fill up here. And then the qualifying work, I know many of you would hesitate whether my work experience is really related to qualifying work experience. I would like to highlight this. Here are the example. Evaluating or applying finance, or you are doing the decision-making process in any financial planning, supervising person, that means manager of manager of managers or something. And then also if you are teaching, for example, you're a professor or you are the lecturer in a university, for those kind of experience, if it is related to investment finance, we all count those experience. But of course, how do we identify and how do we really count is relevant? It depends on how the applicant write the details for us to do the approval. For example, we request, next slide please. We request, this is an example. I would highlight that is we expect there's more than 50% of your experience is involving decision-making process. So this is the key requirement. Whenever or whatever you working in your position, you have to think about whether your work experience is related to decision-making process. It's very important. So here showing one example is qualified. This is qualified description. I prepare finance models based on reviewed information, analyze fundamentals and value acquisition target to provide recommendation to the investment committee. So here is very clear and simple to highlight the experience this applicant has. Provide recommendation. That means he has his own decision-making process and also provide to the stakeholder, which is investment committees. So it's very clear to identify his work. So why it's good? Because describe very clear and also independent analysts involved in this position. And also recommendation is also the key to highlight this applicant, showing that his ability of the relevant experience. And some examples showing that it's not qualifying description. So it's not good, but we have to think, but we will guide them how to make it better. So for example, my work focused on successful managing key relationship with end clients related to know your client's initiative. It's so broad, so simple. For our team, it's very hard to identify whether this person's experience is related to decision making. So what's missing? This applicant need to submit more information. For example, this position involved in independence analysts and also describe more how this person's experience involved in decision making. So improved description is like that. I develop and maintain strong working relationship with clients and communicate investment performance and strategy. Here is the key, showing that there's some key issue that person provide and supporting the team. And provide advice on a wide and diverse range of investment solution, customize the best meet the financial needs, blah, blah, blah. So here, showing that it's very clear investment decision making. So maybe when you submit your application, right now we don't have a team to preview your application, but there's no limit for you to submit how many times of application. So here is some example. So I hope that will be helpful for you to think about when you writing your description and submit your application to us. So once our team found that there's some missing information, they will contact you directly and give you some advice how you can improve the description. So don't worry about is it if I didn't mention the description right, that means I cannot qualify, I cannot pass the application. Is no. So we will provide you advice. This is another example, but for terms of time, I want to skip that. As I mentioned before, at least 50% of your time should be spent directly involved in the investment decision-making process. So here is the application form. When you provide this kind of information, you have to provide your employer's name, your title, maybe existing job or previous job. Doesn't matter. You have to put those information. And then remember to put the date from when you start and then to when you end this job. Because when you put the number to the next question, which is how many number of hours per week you spend for this working. So when you put 50, then we will times how many months you've been working for this company, then come up with the total number of hours. We will base on these hours and to identify and also approve whether you can qualify for this application. And then job description, just like what I explained you before. This is the good example for you to as a reference. And then you click save and continue, you will see a work experience summary page. Of course, some applicants have more than one job for them during the past few years. So it doesn't matter. As long as you feel comfortable to put the job, the information here, feel free to do so. But if you find already enough months and also hours, then that's fine. Unless you find that job is really, really important for you to let us know. Next page, reference. So some, I came across with quite a lot. Applicant asked us about 3 or 2 professional reference. So what's the difference? Why we need 3 and why we need 2 sometime? Okay, 3 means if you cannot find anyone from the society that you are going to join as a CFA charter holder, then you have to provide 3 professional reference. So these 3 professional reference doesn't mean they have to be charter holder. They can be your professor, they can be your colleague, they can be your line manager, etc. For providing 2 professional reference, it's important. One of them, they must be an active regular member of the society you are going to apply. That means if you're going to apply for CFA Society Malaysia, if you find a friend or you have know someone through this section, maybe Justin can be one of your professional reference for your application, then you only provide 2 professional reference to submit your application. Otherwise, you have to find one more, which is 3. So what happens if you only provide 2 and none of them are society member you joining? The application will not let you go. So the system would let you know your application still need to provide one more reference, let you to pass on. So our system will let you know what's missing. When you fill up this part, remember to take, this person is the member of the society you are choosing. And then submit application. As I mentioned before, it's very important. You check everything, no problem. Make sure the referencee information correct, especially the email address. Sometimes applicant didn't check the email address carefully. They have some typo, and then the referencee never received the email. Then that would take longer time for them to wait for the feedback for this application. So check everything, no problem. True. Make sure that all information are true and correct, then save and continue. So once the applicant submit the application, those provide referencee, they will receive an email on behalf of this applicant. So this referencee will receive an email. It's including the messages like a person with your name is going to apply for membership of CFA Institute and Society Malaysia. And I would like to have your comment about several questions they have to answer. At the same time, the applicant also receive a confirmation letter or confirmation email from CFA Institute, just like I show the screenshot here. So once the application is submitted, the applicant always can go back to their CFA account to check the status. Once you log into your CFA account, click to My Account and then Membership Application. Then here is the summary for you to know. The status here is awaiting referencee. That means awaiting for referencee to complete their information. So once the referencee complete, then it's pending. That would see another word is pending approval. So pending approval means CFA Institute team is doing the work experience review and application process in the application process. anytime if you find the response from the referencee is too slow, or you want to find another one to support your application, no worries. You can withdraw the request or even resend the request to the same person, or withdraw this one and then send to the new one. But remember, if the referencee already respond to this statement, then you cannot remove this referencee. You only can withdraw the one who didn't respond to this statement. What to expect after you apply? So it takes around 10 business days for CFA Institute to review the regular membership. So after or within 10 days, you will receive an confirmation from us. No matter is approved or not approved, then you will receive this confirmation email from us. Of course, this one showing that is we approve this applicant, then this applicant will be very excited because the application is approved. But don't forget, is not yet a CFA charter holder until, next slide, you activate your membership. So activate your membership is really a final step. So you have to log into your account again and click the membership tab and verify your information. If no changes, just save and continue. Remember, complete the professional conduct statement. You have to sign it because this is one of the requirements for this activation process. And then check the checkbox for the CFA membership agreement and pay the dues. So for anyone who are new join, that means first time join the CFA Institute and also society, you will be able to enjoy a parade. So this is only applied to new member. It's not for renewed member. It's for new member who join at the first time. For example, if member join in September, they only need to pay the remaining month for 10 months rather than 12 months. So this benefit we offer to members since 2019. So I hope that will be sounds more fair to whom join at the first time. Yeah. And then it's very important for you, once you pay the dues, don't forget to download the receipt, because some member, they may can do the reimbursement from the employer. So download the receipt, save with you, and then submit to your HR and do the reimbursement. Congratulations to all complete those application and also activate your membership. Now you can claim yourself as a CFA charter holder. So CFA charter holder is a membership allow you to enjoy the member benefit during the member year. Remember, we have member year runs from 1st July until 30th June. So this is our member year.
Janice, thanks. Yes. Maybe if we can stop a bit and hear from our audience if they have any questions that they would like to clarify. Because I think you share quite a bit in terms of the membership requirements. So everyone on the floor, if you do have any question, feel free to raise your hand. I can unmute you. Of course, we have a question coming in. Janice, if I can post this to you. One of our participants asked if his work experience is in the regulator. He's in the regulator and he developed policies for the banking industry, more particularly policies related to development finance. Would that qualify as a form of work experience?
I think that really depends on that kind of experience is related to decision-making process. As I highlighted before, it's very important to showcase the applicant with the experience related to investment finance cases. Even though I came across with a applicant who worked for a law firm, but she deal with a lot of financial cases. So that's why she earned a lot of experience related to finance cases. And of course, she is a lawyer and she had a lot of decision-making process involved in here. So that's why, even though she's not working in banking or finance industry, but her experience related to decision-making and also her experience also focused on investment finance. That's why we will qualify this kind of experience.
Okay, there's another question, Janice. Can the references all be from the same company?
I think that should be fine. But the thing is, for those who are from the same company, same team, or these referencee can be give a good comment about this applicant. That's very important. As a referencee, we will ask question to confirm whether they comment to this applicant is eligible to earn the charter. If they just work, have how to say work as a team, not so comprehensive or not different, how to say if only very narrow, may not be so benefit to the applicant. So I also would suggest there's no limitation for 3 references from the same company, but if that applicant can invite other people to be his referencee, would be better than only from one company.
Okay, there's no further question. Anyway, those who still would like to post any question, you can feel free to do so through the group chat, or later on, we'll also open up for a Q&A session. So Janice, maybe we'll continue with the slide.
Yep. So just quickly let you guys to know, once you submit the application, you pay the dues, then you claim yourself as a CFA charter holder. At the same time, we will send you a package. It's an email. So this email including a form to ask you to fill up information, and then we will send you this CFA charter to your given email, given mailing address. So it takes around 6 to 8 weeks. Upon the day the confirmation we receive, you receive from us. So that means once you receive the letter, please fill out this form. Otherwise, you will wait a long time for this CFA charter certificate. So once you join as a CFA charter holder, so what's your membership benefit? So important. So for a CFA Institute point of view, of course, the main benefit is using our CFA designation, and also the career resources. So as Jason mentioned, a lot of candidates, they apply for CFA program. They want to earn the charter because they want to get a better job. So careers to all young professional always welcome. So CFA Institute also opened this gate for our society, for our member society. So here not just open for global level, but we also extend this platform to local level. So society benefit also include this career resources. So society, Caroline will talk about this later on. So this is one of our CFA membership benefit. And the other one, which is promote your prestige destination. Here is 3 badges you can download from Binos. So actually, when you can download this one is when you receive an email, congratulations email from us, which is whenever you pass the level 3 exam, level 2 exam, and also when you earn your CFA charter. We will send you an email including this link. So you click the link, follow the step, then you will be able to earn this digital badge. But remember, if you misuse those information on your social media or even print material, it's very important to bear in mind that because for those will be invalid, sorry, I need to read this because it's very, very important. Because the ethics and professional standards set up by CFA Institute on the CFA designation usage on any written communication. Without knowing it, candidate and CFA charter holder are in violation of this bylaw and could be sanctioned by CFA Institute. So this is a key message I received from professional conduct team. We have a team, just like security department, they would check everything. They would check whether our member using the CFA designation correctly. If those people, they forgot to pay the dues, but they are CFA charter holder, but they forgot to pay the dues for the current member year, we will remind them to pay within a certain time. But if they fail to do so, then we may have a chance to give them warning letter or more serious message to those persons and guide them how to present or promote their designation or even their status on social media platform. And the other one, and the other benefit of CFA Institute membership, which is allow you to network with investment fund professionals. We have member directory. Once you earn your charter, then you can set up this member directory information on your CFA CFA account under profile. And of course, CFA Institute membership allows you to join a society. So that's why another benefit which is allow you to connect with local society. And society membership is just like a global passport for you to engage with society. And also we have a lot of society events through the Global Passport Program. This is very interesting because Global Passport Program is allow every society member attend every event around the world for those society offer CFA Passport Program event. So whenever they offer this event under CFA, Global Passport Program, then you can enjoy member price to attend. So this is one of the benefits. And I would leave the time to Caroline to highlight more about the society membership benefit.
Thanks, Janice. So maybe just to give everyone here some perspective as well, by being a member of the society, it also opens the doors for you to network with charter holders, not just from our country, local perspective, but we are also part of a global membership. So we have, like what Janice shared earlier on, globally there are about like 170,000 over charter holders. So by being a member of the local society, you are also a member of the global membership team, right? So in terms of the Global Passport Program, as what Janice shared earlier, so whenever there is any event that is organized by other societies across the globe, which is part of the Global Passport Program, a member of our society in Malaysia will be entitled to access to this members-only event of other societies. Some are chargeable, but at a minimal cost to the member, and mostly they are actually also no fees attached to the event. Particularly more in the past half a year, right? There are a lot of webinars, as you can see, that's been arranged not only by us, the society, but also at a global level, and we also have quite a number of regional webinars that's been arranged, right? Earlier on, Janice has shared the career portal that is offered by CFA Institute. At the local level, at the society, there's also a career portal that was set up specifically to showcase the charter holder of. Sorry, if I can request anyone to mute. Yeah. The Malaysian Career Portal also showcased the charter holders from Malaysia society. So through each of these charter holders, you can read the stories of their personal journey in terms of pursuit of the CFA program and also their career journey. Right. So another key thing that we wanted to share in terms of your professional development. So once you have completed the CFA program, right? There are certain waivers and exemptions to the charter holder if they would like to pursue other certifications. And in Malaysia, by the Securities Commission SC, they have granted an exemption to charter holders from 4 key licensing examinations that's required for those who would like to act as intermediaries of the Malaysian capital market. So by being a CFA charter holder, you would be able to enjoy the exemptions from here as outlined. Okay, so broadly, I think these are the key membership benefits. Of course, our offerings are not just limited to professional development programs, right? There's also networking opportunities, and there are also volunteering opportunities, which we have seen quite a number of our members and also candidates volunteer back to the events of the society by being a mentor, by also participating in most of our flagship events, the career day. We have actually an upcoming career day, right? So some of our members volunteered as a mentor to, you know, share their experience, share their CFA journey to young professionals, to encourage more professionals to take up the CFA program, right? Of course, we also have social activities. So in the coming week, we are actually going to share a member's handbook from the CFA Society Malaysia, which will give you more perspective of what are the membership offerings that from the local society we do offer to a member. Okay, so Janice, I'll just pass on back to you to share in terms of the usage of the CFA designation.
Yep. Thank you, Caroline. So it almost comes to the end of my presentation for today, which is highlighting using the CFA designation. So as a charter holder, remember this CFA designation is granted by CFA Institute, and is, next page, please. And it's very important to know that this is the right, we grant the right for CFA charter holder to use this designation. And this, the requirement is they have to, for those who already earned the charter, they have to follow the requirement to maintain their rights to use this designation on annual basis. So that means we have to renew your CFA designation or CFA status every year. For anyone, that means a society failed to do so, that means they agree to forfeit this usage of the CFA designation. So unless you reactivate your membership again, your CFA designation again, otherwise you are not recommend to tell anyone you are an active CFA charter holder. You and also mention about your CFA designation on social media platform. It's very important for us to promote our designation in the right way. If you're not sure how to do so, actually we have an official website to provide guidelines for our CFA charter holder how to present their CFA charter. And yeah, and now and we have a time for our new charter holder to share some of their experience. It's very excited to have 2 new charter holder with us tonight. 2 of them, they earned the charter last year. It's really fresh. They look really young. And I would love to share is, in APAC, we have 30,000 CFA charter holder. In total, and Malaysia we have 800. And remember the demographic, we have almost or more than 60% of our total society membership member in APAC are millennial. 60% of them are millennial. What does it mean? They're under 35, so it's pretty young. And I trust the 2 new charter holder with us tonight, they look pretty young, and I would love to ask them some questions because they earn a CFA charter holder. I think all of you also want to know what make the difference So maybe I ask the question, before I ask the question, I would love to have these two CFA charter holder to slightly introduce themselves. Maybe lady first.
Hi everyone. Hi, my name is Jihui. So I'm currently working with Deloitte as a management consultant. I think maybe I'll just share a bit of what I do at work. So in the past few years, I have been working with several financial institutions and help them with credit risk management. Specifically, I assist them in building credit risk models and monitoring the impact on their financial statements. So I guess that is how my experience is also related to investment, because we help the client in managing their portfolios. Moving on to Ekwan.
Thank you, Hui. Hi everyone, my name is Ekwan. Right now, I'm actually working for Hong Leong Bank under the Global Markets Division, where I'm actually a structurer slash institutional sales dealer. So what I do on a day-to-day basis is that we look at yield enhancement strategies for institutional clients. Usually, mostly I focus on rates and equity structures, so that buy-side players can look into adding this kind of structures or derivatives into their portfolio to enhance their yield. Yep.
Thank you. So the first question I would love to ask is, remember once you got approval for the application, how did you celebrate it? Jihui?
How did I celebrate? I didn't really celebrate with my friends, like personally or with the family, but I did celebrate with the CFA Society. So
wow,
it was a bit of a funny experience, because I have been volunteering with the society for several years. So I was also invited to share a bit about the CFA Institute Asia Pacific Research Exchange portal, the AREX, and the sharing was supposed to be made during 2019's Charterholder Charter Award night. So I was supposed to attend the Charter Award to do the sharing, but it so happens that on the same day, I received the email saying that I have also received my membership. So it just so happens that I was at the Charter Award night, but I was not there to receive my certificate itself. So, but yeah, in a way, I have attended the award night and celebrated with the other friends during the night itself. Yeah.
That's good. How about Ekwan? How did you celebrate?
I guess my celebration really is not much of a celebration, because by the time I got my charter, so I actually finished my exam in 2018. So it's more of like a tick off the calendar. I mean, you start to count once you know you have passed your level 3. So you start to count how many more months you got to go until you reach that golden date or sorts. So I mean, coincidentally, my golden date was one of the first few weeks where Malaysia started the MCO. Yeah, so it was just a very quiet kind of thing where, oh, it's time to submit my application. It's time to, get things done and sort out. So that was how my celebration went. I mean, obviously I told my family, I mean, had a little, Zoom session with them, and that's it. But I mean, it was more than enough.
Since you touched on about the application, I would love to know how you found the application process back to last year. Maybe Ekwan, okay? Yeah. How did you find the application? Yeah.
The application process to me was sort of straightforward. I mean, I think Janice, you yourself have covered a lot just now in the first half of the session. So in terms of getting the write-up of the work experience, I guess, I mean, the moment I mean, if you are, I mean, for me, I guess I'm lucky because I'm directly involved in this industry. So my write-up is just what I do on a daily basis. I mean, perhaps, looking at some of the examples of what qualifies as a good write-up. I mean, those are the pointers that I definitely need to use on to finish up my write-up. And in terms of finding a referee, I mean, the referral part, I mean, me, myself, for full disclosure purposes, I used to work with Justin here. So, I mean, obviously, and Justin is probably the most active CFA Society Malaysia member, seeing that, you know, he's the president. So definitely, I got some help there to have him. I mean, and thankfully, he did help me to become a referee of mine. And I mean, talking to my line manager at work, and she's definitely helpful to help me do that as well. So I think all in all, my experience in the application process was quite smooth, and I'm very thankful for that. Yeah.
Janice, I think you're on mute.
Sorry, how about Jihui?
Yeah, so for my experience, I think it's quite similar to Ekwan in the sense that the application process was pretty smooth. So I think navigating around the system wasn't too difficult. I also had some guidance from Justin and one of my my colleague who is also a
Justin, you did a great job. You did my job.
I should get a commission from CFA Institute.
We will send you an award, certificate.
For getting members to join. Yeah. So I think the process was quite smooth because I had guidance along the way as well. So in terms of writing my experience, so I think this is where I'm a bit because I'm like halfway in the industry, but not exactly in like investment related work, because I help the client on the risk management side, but not directly in the investment part. But what I do is somewhere on the borderline of similar to what you would say like credit risk management. It will be somewhat similar to like fixed income, in the sense that you look at people repaying the exposures amount. So yeah, I think this is where also I had to pay a bit more attention in writing my experience.
Thank you, thank you. One last question, which is I know both of you are also commit to the board of directors. You spend extra time to support the society. How you balance your work and also the society work? So how you balance, and do you feel it's very variable from your membership? You know, when you spend time to commit on something, then you must want to see some value or return on investment. So do you see any value when you commit to this extra work to support society? Hard question.
Commitment. Ekon, do you want to start first?
I guess first to clarify, I think Jihui is the boss. Like I'm actually not part of the BOD for CFA Malaysia.
Oh.
But I mean I had my fair share of experience in volunteering for the society. For the past the first 3 career day, I was part of the organizing committee, and last year, I mean, for those who went for the career day, I was part of the mentorship program. So honestly, to me, it was actually how I started off. Is how I got involved with the society is because when I was a university student, you know, looking out, you are looking for opportunities out there, right? I mean, as a fresh grad, how do you get into industry, and how do you proceed? How do you move on with a career? And I bumped into this society by chance. So that voluntary experience started from there. And I mean, 3-4 years, I mean, now it's my 5th year down the road. I still do enjoy sharing and, you know, meeting new people through the society. And I guess in terms of industry network, this is the payoff is real in terms that once you have your charter, or even when you are still a charter, you're still a working in progress to become a charter, it definitely helps in meeting the right people along the way. And beyond that, I mean, it's really I mean, the chartership would work and would really be as of some sort of a gold standard only because it's powered by numbers, right? I mean, you would need enough number of people who see the chartership as the gold standard, like what Justin pointed out at the very beginning, that This is something that bonds people within the industry together. So I mean, even until now, very recently, I just had a chat with Caroline I think a few weeks back, where she's actually trying to do a employer survey across the industry to see how are they getting more engaged with CFA members within the industry, which I think is actually a good move forward. And it's something that, I mean, you will never know until you really help out in the society, like in the local society, like CFAM itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think just to echo on what Ekon has just shared, I started off my volunteering experience with CFA Society Malaysia, not because I was a student, but I was more like a fresh grad. So when I first joined the society as a volunteer, I was working on the career day event as well. So coming out as a fresh grad, it also echoes a lot on what I perceive fresh graduates would be looking for when they attend a career event. So then eventually I got more involved in the society's activities, and that was so last year when I was finally made member, I went for the board of directors election, and now I'm currently managing the public relation portfolio. So in the society, we are currently really ramping up the engagements with our different stakeholders. So it's definitely something that we are trying to grow and build, because we really do see the value in expanding our network and also strengthening the bonds between different stakeholders. So one of the several stakeholders that we really do care about is the university, because these are the future leaders that we want to nurture and reach out to. So from one of the experience that we have in the past few career day events was we had students or fresh grads coming up to us asking, oh, I study in finance, so is your finance department hiring? So then it just hits me that in a way that I realized that people just do not know well enough about the industry, and we are hoping that with more engagements with the stakeholders, that this would change the perception of our industry, and we can build a stronger and more resilient capital market in Malaysia. Yeah. So back to your question, like how do we manage? How do we manage? I think if you might have seen this Venn diagram before. Yeah, you have the social life, you have the sleep, and also you have either work or study. So I guess my study and social life kind of mingles a bit, because I have my own study group when I was doing my CFA program. So while taking the exam, I would take several weeks off, and then how I maintain my sanity is I stay in the discussion group and discussing with my study mates on that. And then how do I commit to the volunteer work? So I guess it's a matter of prioritizations and also planning it out. So I do try to plan my time around when activities when I don't have other commitments. So then at least I will be able to fully commit on certain activities when I set my mind on. Yeah. So back to you, Janice. I think you're on mute again.
Sorry, because my puppy was barking, so I have to mute myself. So thank you so much for our new charter holder for their sharing, and also the overall arrangement from the team of CFA Society Malaysia. And I would like to pass the time to Caroline for closing for this section.
Thanks, Janice, Ekwan, and Jihui, and also Justin. We have come to the end. I know there are some questions we haven't been able to address over the chat, but since it's like moving into past 8:30, so we'll address those questions that we haven't been able to address yet via emails. We'll drop the emails to Janice and CCU after this. And also to the rest, if you haven't been able to post your question, but you still like to seek some further guidance, please do feel free to drop the society and also Jenny's email, right? We will pick it up from there, and definitely we'll try to be very supportive of your application. And if you need further inquiries, so please feel free to contact us. Okay. Now, if you could also help us to give your feedback via the poll of what do you think of the session before you drop off. So after this session, we will also share the presentation slide, and there's a members handbook that we have prepared for the society. We will also follow suit to share the materials to you. Right. So thank you very much. We hope you find this session useful, and definitely we are looking forward to your application, to seeing your application soon, or at least in the second half of the year. Janice, I'm sure you are also looking forward to see more applications coming in.
Of course. And
Yeah.
thanks everyone again. And here is my email address, and welcome to Suit Me email. I know some of you may be not able to ask me questions during that session. Sorry about that because of the time, but I welcome you send me email, and I would love to give you as more information as I can and support you all the way when you submit your application until you earn the charter.
Yep. So thank you very much, everyone. Hope you have a good weekend, and also the long weekend coming up. In Malaysia, there's a public holiday here, Janice, on Friday. Yeah. Okay. So stay safe, everyone. Thank you, and hope to meet you all again soon as a member.
Thank you,
Caroline. As a member. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Aikwan.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
Thanks.